Welcome back once again to another Worthless Mutts. I am Gore the Dog Butcher. I hope you guys haven't been annoyed by so many posts that I'm posting, but sometimes I just got to get the word out there, get certain articles and information out there because, you know, I didn't even know about this. Again, I didn't know about this. I was searching house cats, maulings or attacks, and I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any house cats attacks on people. Like there's like nothing there. And while I'm on Google looking up things, and this came up, has nothing to do with cats, and it came up. So this story is about an Illinois, I'm pronouncing that word right, woman is going to jail for messing around with the grizzly bear. I don't like how they use the term messing around because it wasn't like, wink wink. It was more of her approaching and interacting with a grizzly bear. The article says a Carroll Stream woman pleaded guilty on Wednesday of this week to willfully remaining, approaching, and photographing wildlife within 100 yards. The wildlife she chose to do this was a grizzly bear, mom and her cubs. The Yellowstone National Park has had to put rules in place over the years because of people who think they're dealing with Winnie the Pooh, rather than one of North America's most fearsome predators. You know the routine. If enough tourists get mauled or eaten, it starts to give a place a reputation. Again, I like to compare certain articles and things to this dog culture. You're going to probably say, like, what doesn't make any sense? And I think it makes perfect sense because there's this double standards. Whereas any other animal or person, if they hurt someone or hurt another animal, they get either shot, they get put in jail. But if a dog does it, most likely, that dog will be able to get free again. There will be thousands of people defending the dog. Essentially, the dog can get away with murder or mauling someone. This is true, people. We've seen it in many articles where a dog, it is stated that the dog had mauled someone, and you have these keyboard warrior dog lovers who will defend the dog and they will defend the dog. So there's this double standards. And there's so many ways I could attack. I don't want to say attack. There's so many things I could talk about this story. But they have a law. Apparently there is a law put in place for people to stay within 100 yards away from wildlife. There is a law out there that tells people that they cannot go be within 100 yards from wildlife. But with dogs who are known for killing and mauling countless people daily, if not daily, on a weekly basis, but nothing is said about that. Nothing is said. It is completely ignored. But there's a law in place for grizzly bears or other wildlife where people can approach them. Remember, this is man's best friend who's mauling people, killing people, biting people, attacking people. And nothing is done. No laws have been put in place to keep these dogs away, to eliminate these dogs, to prevent people from owning dogs. But there are laws put in place to keep people away from grizzly bears or wildlife animals. You'd think it'd be common sense. Stay away. It is common sense that you will probably get hurt from these things, and to have a law wouldn't make sense. Usually it's natural consequences that, is all we need. Sometimes people are unharmed by these things, and sometimes, most times, they are. Like always, I'm always using search engines and asking questions and wondering how many, grizzly bear attacks have there been. I searched grizzly bear attacks, but didn't find much. But the general thing that came up was fatal bear attacks, and this includes all bear attacks in just North America. And quite honestly, I mean, I'm not downplaying. It's sad that these people had to be mauled by any animal. But compared to dogs, or even the pit bull, there has not been as many bears attacks or maulings compared to dogs. You would think man's best friend, who they say have been working together since day one, would completely stop mauling humans. But it happens every day, weekly basis, but nothing is done. But if a bear attacks, the bear gets shot and killed, and there has to be laws. But why isn't there no laws pertaining to these worthless mutts? And honestly, it's not that much. And I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm comparing this to dog culture. It's being compared to dog culture. And look at this. A man wrestling with a trained bear. There have been instances of bears killing their trainers. Again, so sometimes you can't help stupid. And like Seinfeld once said, you can't help people until they hit rock bottom. And by that time, it's too late. Here are some 32 bear attack stats just in 2021. There's been over 664 bear attacks globally. 40 bear attacks around the world every year. Okay, so in total, since 2020 to 2015, only 664. Still kind of a lot. That's still a lot. There are 40 bear attacks around the world every year. And compare that to dog attacks. Compare that to man's best friend. It's like having a best friend and saying, they attack me, they hit me, they hurt me, they steal my stuff. Would you still be friends with that person? Like, if anyone knew of a person that did bad things, would you still be friends with that person? Only 4 bear attacks in Ontario. Average lion kills about 250 people. Guarantee you dogs are so much higher. Yep, so let's see. So again, the stats are very minimal compared to bear attacks. And look at this chart. Since 1872, people are most likely to die from drowning. And they should add they should add dog attacks here. And by far, there are more people dying from dog attacks than there are from suicide. I would think from suicide, falling from a tree, avalanche combined, there had been more dog attacks related deaths. So in Ontario, there's only been 4 fatal bear attacks in Ontario. And how many dog attacks have we had just in this year alone? And I'm pretty sure it is past at least 300 by now. And there are stories that we don't even hear about as well. So globally, there are at least maybe 300, maybe 500 of dog attacks that have occurred. Not just attack, but dog-related attack deaths. So there are, again, some stats regarding the bear, and it's honestly it's sad, but it's minimal compared to the dog attacks. Very minimal, very very minimal attacks. And dog lovers, and look at the words they use. They use fearsome predators, and you look at the stats. It's like, and you compare this with dog attacks. I think the dog is the most fearsome predator out there. I am not saying these bears are nice, are going to be gentle, but stats prove that dogs kill a lot more. And again, these are man's best friends that are killing and attacking people on a daily basis. So that's something I wanted to share with you. Again, there's this double standards again with these dogs, where they're allowed to get away with anything. They're allowed to get away with anything, period. And there are no laws in place. There's nothing preventing dogs from, hurting people. There's none, because the media, again, the dog industry they're constantly promoting dog worship. Even despite countless of dog deaths and attacks. And, not to mention, like, the reckless dog owners. But compared to bear attacks or bears, dogs they're just dangerous. They're just not that safe to be around. So I'm going to end it there. Long day. May post this maybe tomorrow, whatever day this is. So, another worthless mutts. And remember, it is okay to hate dogs.